First of all, wet the paper all over. So I'm wetting the paper well beyond the area that I'm working in. That's so that the paint doesn't find any hard edges, doesn't find the edge of the water. Make sure it's nice and wet all over. And this paper should stay wet for a reasonably long time. It's very easy to miss a little bit of paper with the water, so go over it thoroughly and make sure that it's all covered. So starting with the big brush and the light green. Drop the colour in and watch it spread. And I like to think of this as a bit of an explosion, so that the paint's bursting outwards in all directions. I said before, the wetter you have your paint, the more it will spread. The wetter you have your paper, the more the paint will spread. So there's the light green. Now change brush and into the blue violet. Now it doesn't matter what flowers this violet is, what they represent. All I'm concerned about is that this is colour. So this is where the imagination comes in. These could be delphiniums, could be bluebells, they could be anything. And when the blue mixes with the green, we get quite a nice grey. So I'm using my brush strokes a bit like an explosion, upwards and outwards. Change of brush, now I'm with some of the yellow. These are dandelions which are in the background. These aren't as important as the main subject, so these can go more or less anywhere. Now the darker green. I'm getting rid of some of the paint on my brush so I can control the brush strokes a little bit more. Change the brush and in with the grey. And it's important to get some of this grey, which is quite powerful, around the areas where the masking fluid is, and that should make them stand out quite nicely. Get rid of some of the watery paint on my brush and I can make a few brush strokes, rather like grasses in the background. My brush is almost dry now, getting rid of most of the water, and I can control the brush strokes much more and make some nice grass shapes. I usually find that part of the way through something like this, if you're doing this at home, the doorbell goes or the phone goes. Just ignore it. If it's important, they'll call back. You can't afford to stop once you've started this.